Now, effective communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
Oh, it happens to all of us, and it happened to me just a couple of weeks ago. I was with my son, and I was sharing with him a challenge I was faced with, and he started just got a smile on his face. He wasn't laughing. I'd be laughing. I laugh a lot, but I laugh for a purpose because you know what? I enjoy life, and I enjoy people, and people have a good time are people I want to be around. So people always say, well, Phil, why do you laugh so much, and why are you so happy all the time? I said, because I'm living. It's a no-tag day, baby. Let's live it to the fullest. But this day I was talking to my son. I was sharing with him a situation I was a little concerned about. And it wasn't about him, and it was just about my life, and we were having a great conversation. I'm blessed to have two wonderful children that I can have these conversations with, and my son has an old soul. If you ever heard that term before, an old soul is a person who's way mature, well beyond his years, and he's 19 years old, but the way his mind works, I swear he's in his 50s or 60s. So he's great to bounce ideas off of. And I'm bouncing this idea off him, and he just smiles at me. He goes, Dad, he goes, are you really worried about this situation? He goes, think about what you've been through. Think about all the stuff you've been through. I said, he goes, Dad, just the other day, not the other day, just a couple of years ago, look how you ran your company. Look how you got your organization going through COVID. He goes, so many businesses went out of business during COVID. And Dad, you didn't go out of business. As a matter of fact, you not only didn't go out of business, you stayed profitable. How many businesses could say that during COVID? And he goes, Dad, you faced greater challenges in your life, but everybody on your team made it through COVID. Why? Because you led them through. You led them through to be successful dealing with the challenges that were going on in the world. And think about what you did, Dad. And I looked at him, I smiled and said, son, you're right. It is kind of trivial, this thing that I'm bringing up today, isn't it? He goes, I didn't say it, you did, Dad. So I want to share with you what you can do in these situations, because how do you do it? You know, how do you do it? You're sitting there, you're running a business, you got all these people's lives dependent on you, and you're asking yourself, you know, the world's turned upside down. All of a sudden, your business, you've been told you can't do it anymore because of what you do. You work with people, you can't be face-to-face anymore, so you can't do that. You can't go practice your faith. You can't be engaged with people. You can't see loved ones. All these things were going on, and we all got hit with this. And in that situation, like everybody, you know, you run through the 5 stages of grief. Sometimes there's 7, sometimes there's 11, depending on which model you're using for the stages of grief. But I remember I had to quickly get through them because I had people depending on me, people's livelihood depended on me making the right decisions. So there was a problem-solving technique that Dale Carnegie found. And Dale Carnegie found from the gentleman who shared this with him in his lifetime during his research that this would cure 50% of your worries. 50% of your worries will be cured if you did this. So, would you like to know what it is? Would you like to know what it is to make 50% of your worries go away? All right, you're going to want to write this down. You're going to want to write this down, and that's the key. You got to write it down, all right? Ask yourself, what is the problem? Go ahead, write that down. What is the problem? Okay? So you ask that question, what is the problem? Then you think about that, come up with it. And then you ask yourself, what are the causes of the problem? What would they be? What are the causes of the problem? So the problem for me was when COVID hit, my business face-to-face working with people, we got shut down in business as we knew it. And when I looked at that, I thought, okay, well, how are we going to make revenue? How are we going to make any money? How are we going to make enough money to pay people wages? And this was kind of scary, right? So I asked, what are the causes of the problem? The causes of the problem are the pandemic. The pandemic going around the world and how governments around the world were responding to the pandemic and what we could do and what we couldn't do. So understanding what caused the problem. And then ask yourself, the third question you ask, write this one down. What are the possible solutions? What are they? Write them down, different things you could do. For me, it was, okay, well, maybe we can't train people face-to-face, but we could go online. What if we went online and took it all online? We had done a lot of online work before. What if we just moved 100% of our business online? We could do that. With the proper training and learning how to do it, we could do it. And then the last question is, what is the best possible solution when you look at your solutions? Because my other solutions is I could go online or I could have shut down my business. And I didn't want to do that because too many people inside my business and outside my business were depending on me and my team and our people to carry them through this storm called COVID. So what was the best possible solution for us was to actually go online with everything we did. So next time you're faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what's the problem? What are the causes of the problem? What are the possible solutions? And what is the best possible solution? And you do this, you're going to save, as Dale Carnegie found, 50% of your worries just by writing it down. So write it down, put it down. And when you take the time to write it out and the answers to questions, you'll find yourself in problem-solving mode, not freak-out mode like so many of us were in. You got this. Now go make it happen.